Hey, Connor.
Graham.
I just saw my sister bite into a whole head of lettuce.
You when you said we were gonna wait in the intro, I wasn't expecting this.
I wasn't either.
Like, open the fridge, pulled out a head of lettuce, and just chomp.
No, so I poked my head out of the door to ask everyone to quiet down. I
Okay.
mean, out of the studio door.
Yeah,
Yeah.
studio door.
Yep. To ask everybody to quiet down outside. Out there in the main room, I saw my little sister looking dead-eyed and looking like she's weighed down by a pile of homework and looking about 80 years old in the eyes. Just kind of hold up and then bite into an entire head of lettuce while making dead eye contact.
Oh. Okay.
It was one of the most disturbing things I've ever seen, but can I just say,
maybe?
I get it.
You get it?
Yeah, like in a philosophical sense, not in like a contextual why would you do that sense, but more in of like a I understand the things in life that would drive you to this.
Yeah, like that's wild.
Yeah. Thing about life is sometimes it sucks. And speaking of that,
Oh dear.
what is our topic this week?
Our topic this week, to make better, is vacuum cleaners.
That's right. And let's roll that intro before we dip right in.
Your best friends created the best show in the universe. And they took that show and made that show 100% worse.
Presenting Podcast Extravaganza 100% Worse, the show that gets better every day. Live from the soaring heights of Mount Fuji in Japan.
Well, this is 100% Worse, the show that gets better every day. I'm Graham Ganal.
I'm Connor Hughes.
And this
And
is...
you're probably wondering why we chose vacuum cleaners.
Why did we choose vacuum cleaners?
Because we have a long-running list in a Google Doc of just random things to maybe talk about. You said, I picked the topic this week. I looked through and I was like, vacuum cleaners. And I didn't think about it.
Oh, that was actually in there?
Yeah, it was actually in there.
I don't remember writing that. You must have written that at some point.
I don't remember it either. It was just kind of there. And then
maybe it's just the random third party that has access to our Google Doc.
Didn't stop me, and you were like, yeah, sure, we'll roll with it. And then now we're here, and we're talking about vacuum cleaners.
Absolutely. Well, I thought we'd do something a little bit different this week.
Okay.
Normally, we come...
Isn't that every week?
Yeah. Well, in the sense
past,
that it gets...
3 weeks has been like, let's do something different.
I'm going to adjust my mic stand, so just bear with me. Did you see how tenderly I moved it? I mean, I don't want to drag shade.
This back.
No, okay. I just want to point it out that you can move a mic stand.
You are not
without abusing it.
Bringing this back.
No, I'm not. You know what? I'll edit that part out. I won't. I thought that instead of jumping right into our ideas for how to fix vacuum cleaners and make them better, that we could kind of just do a little bit of deconstruction.
Okay.
On the concept, on the topic.
Okay.
You know, say to ourselves in a philosophical or mechanical way, what is a vacuum cleaner? And then once we know, then we can work on ways to improve it.
Okay. A vacuum cleaner is typically
now you're saying typically. Before we get to
vacuum
typically,
cleaner,
let's get to archetypically.
Archetypically is a cleaning product.
Yeah.
Utilizing the way air pressure and technical things works. To
I'm reading the Dyson manual right now. That's what it says.
To pick up objects like a broom, but instead of like a broom, it stores them somewhere.
Okay. That's good progress. We're obviously spitballing here, so I'm not going to criticize your semantics yet. I'll do that on my own time. But for now, I think this is a good track. A vacuum
It's a
cleaner,
broom, but not a broom.
It's a broom, but not a broom. When is a broom not a broom?
When it's a vacuum cleaner.
When it turns into a door.
What?
I don't... Sometimes these old riddles crop up in my everyday speech, and I don't... I think that when you're a kid, you learn a lot of riddles, and you just think that they're going to be a lot more relevant to later on in life.
They're not.
Kind of like the way John Mulaney talks about how like you think quicksand is going to be a much bigger thing. Like you think that riddles are going to be like you're going to try to get into a club and the bouncer's going to be like, okay, cool. But first, what has four legs in the morning?
The modern day bridge stroll.
Yeah, exactly. Sure. Well, that's kind of, you've described it as mechanically. What is it philosophically? A vacuum cleaner is
a tool.
Sure, it's a tool
to use.
It's a friend.
It's
a friend. It is
a
low
achieving an end.
A low. It is a face moving.
It is not an end in it of itself.
Face
unless
moving.
You work at Dyson.
Constant gasping friend. Sucker punched. The inhale constant. The motion swift back and forth across the indoor tousled clipped short lawn.
What is going on here?
I thought I would try that thing from Dead Poets Society where they just spout words until it turns into a poem. What if I describe the vacuum as sweaty toothed? You'll know that that's where that I've gotten fully there. Vacuum cleaner has a hole that sucks and it has a bag that the suck things go into.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it's a broom that stores things.
It's a broom that stores things, but not in a dustpan. Yeah.
It's a broom that stores things within itself.
Yes. It is it's basically, what it is it's a non-musical bagpipe that you can use to clean your house.
Here's the first idea of the episode for you. A bagpipe. Bagpipe vacuum cleaner.
I like that though. Instead of plugging it in, you blow into the I don't know how mechanically it would work, but as you vacuum, in order to pick up things off the floor, you have to play the instrument. And so instead of like the constant like all you hear is like could you please move your feet? Now, the question is the dog more or less terrified?
Dead? Probably dead.
Bagpipes don't kill dogs.
Yes.
People kill dogs.
No,
Put that on a bumper sticker. I'm sorry. Bagpipe, let me get a clean take. Bagpipes don't kill dogs. People kill dogs. Do people kill dogs with bagpipes? What's going on, Scotland? Are you okay?
What an absolutely wild twist to a murder novel that would be. The murder weapon. Bagpipes.
It was the dastardly Colonel Claymore in the living room with the bagpipes. Try saying the word colonel in a Scottish accent, I dare you. Because it's tricky because I'm looking at the word colonel in my head space and it's spelled colonel. But I'm trying to say that with a Scottish accent, which I'm not good at already. And I'm trying to say the word colonel like that, but I'm looking at that. You get what I mean?
Yeah,
there's a disconnect.
Yeah, there's
So I
definitely
don't know
a
whether
disconnect.
to say colonel or coronol. I think coronol is that's the one.
Yeah. That's my favorite local ska performer.
Coronol.
Oh, Fuel. Yeah.
Yeah. Or as he goes by when he's performing solo, Scolornol. We love Scolornol on this show. To get him back for another Halloween episode.
Okay, so musical vacuum.
Musical vacuum.
Let's go ahead and take that. Put that on the shelf.
Put it up right on the top of the shelf. Well, let's build. Actually, let's build. We've gone bagpipes. That is the obvious instrument that a vacuum cleaner could be.
Clearly.
What other instrument works with a vacuum?
What other instrument works with a vacuum?
I'm thinking drawbar organ. You pull in. Now listen. You pull in. You press the keys, right? You push in the pedals. It picks up all the stuff from your floor, shoots it out of a 40-foot pipe. Where does it go? I don't know, but it is pushed out with excessive force. Could be anywhere. It's not your problem.
Here's the thing. Another thing about
whose
it does
problem?
deal with air and stuff. So like air and stuff, it's very technical.
Of course.
So it's not as far off as I was initially thinking. But
and actually, I'm not. I don't technically know this whether a drawbar organ is the same thing as a pipe organ. Definitely talking about a pipe organ. Just big old like Dracula music, kind of
like the cathedral pipe
Phantom
organ
of the Opera.
That's the entire
pipe organ.
back half.
By the way, the Phantom of the Opera, he runs a tight ship. Doesn't have a vacuum cleaner. Does have a big old organ that sucks up all the dirt and just shoots it out the roof. And whose problem is that? Whose problem is that dirt now? Not the Phantoms. It's the problem of some birds.
That's how they actually clean cathedrals after mass on Sundays.
Absolutely.
They just kind of scoot the chairs out of the way, open up the little hatch above the roof. There's a little lever that they can pull and ka-chunk, ka-chunk. It's a Leonardo da Vinci invention, actually. He invented it. For Mozart, because he was a famous organ player and he needed a way to clean.
Absolutely.
So they just kind of open the top of the cathedral, and then they just have their performer just slam on all the keys and just like pedal furiously. No, actually, they remove the pedal and they get a much larger pedal,
a bigger pedal.
Yeah, like a breaker bar pedal that they kind of like stick down, and then all the choir boys
just take a big old stick from the
go,
printing press and just go to town on it.
Yeah,
while jumping
like
up and down on it like
water.
some Smurfs. Yes,
and it just goes.
Whoosh, and the sound is indescribable. That's what they call blowing the roof off the place. If you've ever heard that phrase, that's where that comes from. And you'll know that it happens if you're ever on a Southwest flight, flying over one of the Bible Belt states, and you fly over just a nice cathedral, and then suddenly you hear the captain just go, ladies and gentlemen, we have now reached our cruising altitude of 31,500 feet. The cabin pressure is expected. Please keep your seatbelts fastened low and tight across your waist.
But that's why they had to get bells to ring every hour, because they used to do it when the sun was highest in the sky.
Yeah.
But then everyone was like, what's going on?
Well, the idea, if I can
really...
break in for a second, just as an aside, the idea with that, if I recall from history, is that they were trying to shoot all of the debris out of the pipes right into the sun while it was overhead, so that it would then be absorbed.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't.
It would burn like Icarus. Getting too close, and they wouldn't have to deal with it.
And that's what happened to Icarus. He just flew right into the sun.
He got pumped out of an organ.
Right, because his father just blew him out of a pipe organ, and he flew through the sun like a Georges Méliès silent film, like the rocket getting stuck in the moon. You just see his feet sticking out of the sun, waving. So the sound, if I can do a little Foley here, is a little bit like this. Dun, dun, dun. That's what I remember from. That's what I remember from.
Oh, dear Lord. Dear
mythology and folklore.
Oh. Oh my. Okay. So, if you're tired of your vacuum cleaner,
yes,
and you want to get rid of it, just install an organ in one of your walls.
Yeah. And by the way, I and this is why it's important to check that little box when you register at the DMV to be an organ donor, in case you ever come across one, and then you purchase a regular vacuum cleaner. You can then donate your organ to somebody who needs it.
That was bad. You should feel bad. What's the time? What's the time break? Okay, looks like what's our first sponsor?
Oh,
let's move into we should have a segue. Let's move to I don't know, Kansas.
Let's move to Kansas.
Let's move to Kansas.
Hey, let's move to Kansas. Hey, I'm moving to Kansas. Packing up the show. We're going to Kansas. For some reason, that means we need New York accents. Hey.
Tortellino's coming.
We get that Midwest New York accent like the Dew. Just lives in Missouri and inexplicably sounds like he's from Times Square. I don't think anyone's from Times Square. I've not been to New York City, as you could probably tell.
I mean, there are places close. Like, I don't know if there are apartments on Times Square.
I don't know.
No, I think that I'm pretty sure they're just all businesses and stuff.
Yeah. We're embarrassing ourselves.
Yeah.
And honestly, the whole hundo community at this point.
Probably.
So I think we should probably just go ahead and move into that ad break, like you said. So
our first sponsor of the day is Times Square.
Times Square.
Yep. Times Square is putting an ad out, getting its tendrils out there.
Used to be a rectangle. No, hang on. I got to redo this because I just realized okay. Let me just get you inside. I'm going to get you inside the joke real quick with me. So if you want to just jump inside into the structure, like in Hugo, where they go inside the clock and they see all the gears and everything.
Mm-hmm.
You just want to come inside the clock of this joke with me and watch the gears turning. The gears of this particular joke that I was going to make say used to be a rectangle, then they had to downsize. The fallacy there is that a square is a rectangle.
Yes.
So...
But isn't it... No, I'm going to... This is going to sound...
The problem is I only wrote the one joke.
I thought it's not like an actual square. It's just called that.
Is
right?
it? Maybe,
I'm pretty sure.
Maybe it's maybe it is if it's triangular, it could just be that it doesn't drink or smoke or go out on the weekends.
It could, but I think that's
Leaves
why it's
parties
trying
early.
to get out is that people are thinking there's this big square that has the time on it, and well, that's not true.
So like Tiananmen Square. You look that up.
Layout. I'm googling this because I don't want to make a fool out of myself.
The audio Google. That's what paying audiences
Times
come to
Square.
hear.
Yeah, it's like a
triangle.
Yeah, it's like a Well,
is it like just a lumpy
it's known as
quadrilateral?
the Great White Way. Times Square, NYC, is the only neighborhood in New York City where businesses are required by law to display lighted signs. Here in the heart of Manhattan, you will find many of the most popular attractions in NYC and New York hotels.
Are we reading
including
Wikipedia?
ABC Times Square Studios, where Good Morning America is filmed, and the famous NASDAQ sign. A popular tourist attraction for over 100 years, Times Square, NYC, is always packed with people. Because of the thick crowds, it's easy to get lost or separated from your group. That's why we recommend studying our map of Times Square below. Familiarize yourself with the area before you go venturing out into the crowds.
No,
So, I guess Times Square...
Is it triangular?
No, but the most famous shot of it is a triangular kind of split where one street goes down into two, and then you have like this building that's like right there.
You're doing a sideways baby shark with your hands. I don't know what that means.
You've seen it. You've seen Times Square. Everyone's seen it.
Hold off on showing me a picture.
Here, see, like that.
That is a blurry picture. It looks like it's from Minecraft. What is that taken on?
Shush. The most famous shot's usually done somewhere down. I'm literally showing him my phone and pointing at him right here. Done here, showing the building. So it's like, it's got the split that happens. It's one road here.
Well, that's just a fork in the road.
Yeah.
They can't call it Times Fork.
No, it's called Times Square because Times Square is also like the larger area around it. So it is a little bit more square.
Okay. So this has been insanely unproductive. Why are they sponsoring us?
To let us know that, I don't know. I said Times Square because I thought it would be a funny bit.
What have we learned?
What if we learned it wasn't a funny bit?
It wasn't a funny bit. What did we do?
Thanks. We didn't do a funny bit.
What do we do with unfunny bits?
We throw them away.
We
throw them away.
Launch them into the sun. Here we go.
Yeah.
Let me get the organ out.
Dun 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 dun. Why does it have a voice?
I don't know.
The entire Times Square just has a voice.
Yeah.
So
there are a lot of people there. I don't know if you've noticed. Did we just launch Times Square into the sun?
Yeah.
Oof. Our second sponsor is the moon. It says, thanks for stopping with the shooting rockets at my face.
What if we launch the moon into the sun?
What if we
launch the moon into the sun?
What if we launched the moon into the sun?
I'm pretty sure that's the first Despicable Me plot.
Throw the moon at the sun.
Yeah. Yeah, he makes a giant slingshot.
Yep.
And he goes up to the moon and he wraps it around and then he kind of like, ping,
Yeah.
but with like a really really big slingshot. So it's kind of like, ping.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing hand motions.
He's like, girls, I am going to immolate myself with the moon. Please take care of my very large house and my rabid dog. Gru's 13 feet tall.
Yeah,
I sent you that video, right?
yeah.
Gru, yeah, I don't know if you know this, if you guys know this. Gru is 13 feet tall.
But
in case that made no sense, what we're talking about is that in the movie Despicable Me, the main character Gru, played by Steve Carell, has a house that is like twice as high as everyone else's house on the same street, but it is no wider. Gru himself appears to be 13 feet tall, according to the relative size of him and other people and objects in the movie.
And that's it.
I don't remember what we were talking about.
I don't either.
So on this episode of 100% Worse, we're talking about ways that we can improve on Gru from Despicable Me. Could we give him some bagpipes?
Maybe. He's like superhuman fast and strong.
He's very strong. I actually have a poster of him shirtless.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it like a motivational poster that's like, get to work, or like,
Get to,
I believe in you?
You can be this. You can
be
accomplish.
this.
You can be anything you want to be.
You can be Steve Carell's
You can
character
be
from Despicable
You can
Me.
be Gru from Despicable Me. And then next to it,
pointy
there's
nose and accent and all.
Yeah. Next to that poster, I have another poster of Arnold Schwarzenegger as, when in his like prime bodybuilding days, and he's just looking over and he's just like, nice. Like, nice.
He skipped leg day though.
Yeah. Well, he's wearing like a t-shirt that has Gru's face on it.
Oh.
I just bumped the mic stand.
Yes, you did.
With my elbow, though.
With your elbow, yeah, but that's still pretty bad. Do you want to say anything? Do you want to say anything to me or to the listeners?
I'd like to apologize on behalf of my country for bumping the mic stand.
Not quite what I had in mind, but we'll roll with it.
Listen, America should never have bumped this mic stand in the first place.
It wasn't America.
It was, in a sense, it was America.
In a sense, it wasn't.
An unnamed American bumped this mic stand.
You.
And I feel personally responsible.
You
I'm just
did.
going to say it.
You
I
bumped
feel
the mic
even
stand.
I feel responsible on behalf of my entire country for whoever it was that just bumped my mic stand.
You just bumped your own mic stand because you swiveled around. And now you see why occasionally, maybe once every other episode, I end up tapping it. Maybe you can see why that's maybe something that isn't a big deal, or B, easy to do.
So I'm trying to sell this ballpoint pen on Facebook Marketplace. I've told you a little bit about this.
Good transition. But yes.
It is a plain black ballpoint pen. Really, there is nothing about it that is out of the ordinary.
It's a ballpoint pen.
It is a ballpoint pen. Well, here
I'm holding it in my hand right now. It's a ballpoint. I just broke it.
If you're gonna do the joke, you have to do the Foley, and you didn't do the Foley. You didn't
do
commit.
The Foley.
I could go back in and do the Foley.
You could,
because I edit this show. I just have kind of godlike power over it. But
That
I'm not
is
going to
true.
do that. I'm going to leave you hanging.
I should
So
probably, yeah.
I will post a picture of this pen to
Okay.
our Instagram,
Mhm.
Which is at 100% worse if you want to look it up. But here's how I've described the item on Facebook Marketplace. Black ballpoint pen, 5 9/16 inch long, clicking action with retractable tip, pocket clip included, can be used for writing or drawing, suited for both personal and professional use. Only one more available. This is a 25-cent pen. But this one is a $20 pen. I've listed it as such.
Okay, so you listed it as a $20
I listed it as a
pen.
$20 pen. And I've gotten 4 replies so far. This one is by far my favorite.
Okay.
Sam says, is this item still available? I messaged back. I said, yes, indeed. There's been quite a bit of interest, but no closers yet. Are there any questions about the item I can answer for you? Sam says, is the price firm? I said, the price was fixed by an independent estimator at the time of the last auction. However, as the current and sole owner of the item, I'm willing to negotiate within reason. Sam says, is there any chance that there is an errant spirit attached to the pin? Is that why it is so expensive? Haunted pens are quite rare. So I said, at present, the item has not been tested by a professional using proper EMF equipment standard for the field. However, previous owners have reported instances of unexplained motion, as in the item seemingly of its own power turning to point at specific persons or objects in a room after having been placed on a flat surface. I am personally not qualified to deny or substantiate the existence of any supernatural qualities related to the item. However, it may be possible for me to have it tested. And then I said, I'm sorry to use such formal language to answer your question, but there are certain legal guidelines in place on Facebook that could be violated if I were to explicitly describe an item for sale as haunted or possessed. So Sam said, well, I'd rather be safe than be sorry. Presumably Sam would sure be sorry if this pen was not haunted, as advertised.
Oh, I see.
As an experienced paranormal investigator, I could test the object for you. I said, thank you. However, I'm already in close contact with an expert who might consider it a slight if I did not consult her first. The item came into my possession quite recently. I'm happy to sell it as is, but depending on the amount of time it stays listed, I do plan to have it tested, partially to satisfy my own curiosity. Sam says, I'll wait for the results of that test.
That was absolutely thrilling.
Suck it, Epic of Gilgamesh.
Wow. Yeah. Honestly, I'm surprised you got hits to begin with on a $20 black ballpoint pen. But
You don't
now
like ballpoint pens?
they're starting to make sense.
Yeah.
That like people might think they're haunted or.
Listen, I'm just a dealer. I'm not an expert, you know. I'm just trying to sell this $20 pen.
So if anyone wants to buy a $20 pen, it's.
No, you said $100. Now it's a $100 pen.
Oh,
See what you did?
jeez.
I'm
Oh,
relisting
jeez.
it. I'm raising the
Okay.
price.
But it's still, I believe it's still on the market, right?
Oh, yeah. It's
Yeah.
definitely still on the market. Like I said, 4 people have contacted me. No closers yet. I expect that to change within the week, especially once I bump up the price. You know what's really insulting is that Facebook keeps asking me if I want to lower the price to $18.
Well,
I'm like-
that's rude.
I'm like, Mark. That's what I call Facebook. Mark. Buddy, why would I lower the price on my paranormal ballpoint pen?
So it is haunted?
It has supernatural qualities.
It has supernatural qualities. Okay.
I've been informed
Okay.
by this person
By
that
the-
it might,
That it might. So
which means that
allegedly.
it does.
paranormal.
Allegedly,
Yep, allegedly
paranormal.
paranormal pen.
And she, as she says, she is
An
an expert.
Yeah, so she wouldn't waste her time on something that
She wouldn't. So therefore,
So
just by having her assume that it is haunted, that's the same thing as having it tested.
yeah, pretty much.
So really, I can now confirm for her that it is haunted
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
because I do have the opinion of an expert. Since
Yeah,
she said
yeah.
she was an expert.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So
So you could probably sell it as a haunted pen.
I could sell it to her, but now that I have proof that it is haunted, because that's all she was waiting for.
Yeah, just oh yeah,
Yeah.
you could. Okay,
Yeah, that bow just ties itself.
yeah, that's
Yeah. I like to just put a little danger into my life, you know? Anyway, if it sells, I do have a $400 pencil. If anybody would be interested. I was thinking,
Are you gonna put that up next? Are you
well, you know, one thing at a time.
that at a time?
Yeah.
Made from wood from the cherry tree George
It is
Washington chopped down.
It is a wooden number 2 pencil.
Wooden number 2 pencil.
Can be used for writing, drawing, filling in bubbles during the SAT. Can also be used as a makeshift conductor's wand or as one chopstick.
How's the graphite?
Graphite's
Like-
fine.
Graphite's fine.
It's good.
What's the quality? Like
It's
the
fine.
number? No, like the number.
It's fine.
It's
It's good.
fine. It's fine. You don't know.
It's all right.
Okay. I'm sorry. I
$400.
thought someone with a $400 pencil might know something about
No.
pencils.
What do you want? It's a pencil.
It's a
You know,
True that.
you not know what a pencil is?
No, I was just wondering what the
Pencil.
quality of the pencil was.
I was thinking, if we want to make vacuums better, really.
Oh yeah, we're talking about vacuums.
Hey, we're talking about vacuums this week. If we really want to make vacuums better, we should talk to probably the greatest vacuum of all time, which is the vacuum that Freddie Mercury uses in the music video to Queen's song, I Want to Break Free. Opening shot, Freddie Mercury pushing a vacuum.
Yeah, I remember what it looks like now.
Yeah. That vacuum
is in the studio right now.
Is in the studio right now, and we'd like to talk to it. We don't have any spare outlets. I could unplug your microphone.
Yeah, we'll have to do that. Okay. Yeah. We can do that.
Okay, that was really interesting. That was actually one of the best conversations I've probably ever had. Let me plug your microphone back in. Oh. Okay. Apparently I unplugged both of our microphones.
You unplugged both of them.
I did unplug
unplug.
both of our microphones.
Oh.
So
we're podcast professionals.
We did get the interview of the century. We did not plug in the microphones.
So,
yeah.
We're trying to make vacuums better.
Yeah, we still are.
Yeah. So, I had an idea earlier in the week when I chose the topic.
Sure.
You could buy a goat.
I might.
You could, yeah, exactly. You might buy a goat.
For what reason?
For vacuuming.
Do you know what vacuums do?
Yeah. Goats do the same thing.
What do you think vacuums do?
Vacuums suck up little stuff on the carpet and remove them. And goats eat up little stuff on the carpet and remove them.
Goats eat up little stuff on the carpet and remove them.
Yep. You can put a steak right in the middle of your living room.
Well,
tie
of course
a goat
it's going to eat
it.
a steak.
Well, no, like a wooden steak. Tie the goat to the steak
and
have
eat
it
the steak.
No, and it'll go around in a circle.
Okay, Alvin Fernald.
And just like eat up the stuff, and then you have that circle clear. It's like an organic vacuum cleaner. That makes for a good party.
I don't think that goats eat dust.
I beg to differ.
Then differ.
Goats eat about everything. Goats specifically eat about everything.
They don't.
They do.
Goats are... I know one goat who only eats macaroni and cheese. Or no, hang on, that's a vegetarian. Sorry.
Oof.
Could you get a vegetarian?
Not to eat dirt off the floor. That's incredibly rude.
Well, I don't think that goats do that either.
I'm sure it would make no difference.
Sorry, Colin. Vegetarians are great.
That was incredibly unprofessional.
Why
for
do
my
we
co-host.
record?
I apologize.
Why do we record at night? Why do we record at night while drinking Mountain Dew Code Red? Surely there has to be a better way of doing this.
A more productive way, yeah. We could vacuum first.
We could vacuum. It's definitely.
We could vacuum on the show.
We could vacuum a goat.
Let's go get a vacuum.
Let's go
put it on the
sacrifice
show.
a goat. What? Did we say the same thing at the same time? I
Yeah,
think we did.
Yeah, I think we did.
What did you say?
Yeah, I said let's go get a vacuum and play it on the show.
That's what I said too.
Yeah, that's exactly what
That's
you
amazing.
said. No difference.
This is going long.
This is
wow.
is going on.
Hey, we got to wrap this up, and I know it's messy, but I'll tidy it up in editing as I always do. And if I don't, I'll just put in a little clip, I think I can put in like a 4-second clip of Jeff Goldblum playing the piano before I get a copyright strike. So I'll just do that if this is too out of hand.
Okay, that sounds fair.
Why don't we move into that final segment?
Yeah,
that we did last week that everybody liked so much.
Oh yeah. Wait, everyone liked. I haven't heard anything.
I liked it.
Oh, thank you. Basically, it's just a time for us to say things we liked, and things that maybe we didn't like so much. This week, I want to recommend Friends on the Table podcast. It's an actual play D&D, focusing on world building and such, and they have really, really good worlds. It's kind of long, but if you like D&D podcasts, check it out.
Is it like Critical Role long?
No. Critical Role's about the longest I've seen. Now, I haven't actually looked up very many actual play podcasts.
Sure.
They might be run of the mill for all I know. But they're like 3-hour episodes, so that's kind kind of pretty long. Friends at the Table is more like an hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
Yeah.
Okay, so like kind of in that meeting ground between like the Adventure Zone and Critical Role.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, definitely check that out. I mean, come on. You know what I'm going to
Yeah.
recommend? I'm going to recommend that everybody go see Bohemian Rhapsody.
It's so good.
I've seen it twice so far. I mean, if you know me, you know I love Queen. My favorite band. I love Freddie Mercury. Just thought the movie was neat. Just liked it a lot. Made me feel great.
I just think this is neat.
I just think it's neat. Yeah, I've seen it twice so far. I'm definitely seeing it again this week. Can't recommend
You say
it
this
enough.
week as it's like been out for 2 days.
Well, I mean, yes.
Yeah.
What do you not recommend?
What do I not recommend? Wet socks.
Wet socks.
Wet socks.
Yeah.
It's now it's a joke. It's a cliche. It's a
Sure.
stereotype. It's a trope. It's whatever. It's a meme. It's whatever.
Yeah, that
But
dankest meme of 2018, wet socks.
But no, I actually ended up getting socks wet this week. Big old puddle in my kitchen. It's been years since I last had wet socks. So you kind of think of it as like, oh, haha, that's funny.
Yeah.
From like afar, you don't really
And
think
yet
about the actual
Millions of
reality of
people
it.
are affected every day.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And
And that's why we're
I
organizing the second Live Aid concert.
stepped in a puddle.
It's going to be for people with wet socks. Well, what I don't recommend is pretty similar to that. I did a gig this last week at a bar. The gig itself was great. Played some piano, sang some songs. Everyone had a good time. However, I did end up having to lug a whole lot of equipment, including a pretty large amp, through the worst rain I've ever tried to carry electronics through, from being parked very far away. So I definitely don't recommend that. Bring a cart, park close, organize yourself. Yeah. Well, that's gonna do it. For us this week on Hundo.
Yeah,
Thank you guys for listening.
We just have one more thing.
Yeah, sure.
We got an email this week.
We did get an email this week.
Yeah.
Why don't you hit us with that email?
This email is from Andrew.
Hey, Andrew, I remember you.
Yeah. If anyone's noticed that we've posted like geckos with hats
Yeah,
on our Instagram, that's straight from Andrew. He's
straight
our
up
source.
Andrew. That is
He's the
100%
gecko
Andrew.
source.
The gecko source. Get
Yeah.
that tattooed, Andrew. You have to now legally.
Hey guys, after I watched
Hey.
your most recent podcast,
You didn't say hey.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
After I watched
I
your
apologize for how rude Connor is.
After I watched your most recent podcast, I thought of a couple of things.
Yeah.
Make umbrellas better. I
Oh.
like Colin Furs, the dude who like straps jet engines to everything. So
Yeah.
there you go. That's your idea right there.
Strap jet engines to
strap
umbrellas.
jet engines onto umbrellas. Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
Mary Poppins.
Y'all.
Y'all. Yeah. You should video record the podcast as well and put those on YouTube.
That is
It,
so much work. Are you
It's-
kidding me right
it's,
now?
We'd have to find like we have no good angles. It's
I
just
have-
us and then Tortellino. Like you put a camera up there, and it's just gonna be us on gray, and then
Yeah.
occasionally Tortellino's gonna look or like smush the
Move.
camera.
It's very hard to get
It's-
Tortellino in frame, frankly.
Yeah, there's
Added to that, I have worry lines on my face from editing this in an audio medium every week. Once a week.
Editing videos.
Try to catch me editing video. Just try. Unbelievable.
With audio, you can fake things and make it all sound fluid and seamless. With
For
video,
sure.
that's impossible.
Oh no.
That is not something you can do.
You'll catch
the
all our bad
slightest.
selfie faces. I on that note, however, we do have a YouTube. Obviously all the new episodes do go up there, just the audio. I mean, if you want to catch them there, definitely subscribe to us on YouTube. You can just look up 100% worse, just 100 and then the percent symbol and then worse.
Mhm.
You'll see our logo. It's the same as our podcast logo. We would like to start uploading just some like extra content there. Just some
we
different stuff that we wouldn't put on a regular
Can't
audio
promise
stream.
that we won't post videos maybe
Sure.
sometime in the future.
Yeah.
I don't know
Who knows?
like when, but
Yeah, I mean, we might eventually
we could
do that.
Yeah.
We don't have definite plans to do that. Just we're not ruling it out. But yeah, we'd like to post just some in between like other general stuff if we think about it. So
Mhm.
yeah, definitely subscribe to us there and you'll see something. you'll see something. And now you have to legally get that tattooed. Hope you're prepared to get a sleeve, Andrew.
And C. Connor, how dare you work as a manager at a movie theater and not have watched Ghostbusters?
Hey, when did Ghostbusters come out?
1984. 1984. I believe it was 1984.
When did you start working at the theater?
2015.
Yeah, that's why. Hey, give us a quick fact from the book Cats Are Capable of Mind Control. This is our book of random facts.
Books of random facts.
They may not be funny, but they sure will be facts. Well, I don't know. One of them said that the CIA invented modern art, so maybe they won't be facts. And our fact for today?
North Dakota is the only state in the country where the wealthiest person isn't a billionaire. That's interesting. I didn't know there were so many billionaires.
I'm surprised that Mississippi has a billionaire. If you'd like to send an email to 100% Worse, you should do that. Send an email to hundo@turboteenmovie.com. Or if you're a boring square, perhaps located in New York, and going by the name of Times, you can send it to 100%worse@gmail.com. It's the number 100, the words percent, and worse.
If email is too long and boring for you because you're not with that anymore, you can send us a tweet at 100% Worse.
That's the number 100, the words percent, and worse.
You can also contact us on Insta and Facebook with that same handle.
That's
the number 100, the words percent, and worse.
With an @ symbol in front of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to catch me on Twitter, you can find me at Graham Ganal. That's GRAHAMGANAHL. And if you want to find me on Instagram, I actually have a new public Instagram for stuff that's actually entertaining rather than just pictures of my cats or me singing old meme songs in my car. And you can find that at Graham Seaganal. So at Graham Seaganal on Instagram is the place to find me. And I also post excerpts from my poetry and writing there. So if you're into that, get into that.
Check him out. He's really good. If you wanted to contact me on Twitter, you can do so at Connor Hugs.
At Connor Hugs.
Yep.
Pretty self-explanatory. Hey, thanks to everybody who has rated and or reviewed us on iTunes. I checked it today, and I realized that we actually had 7 ratings. So thanks to all of the 7 of you who have rated us on iTunes. Appreciate all of you. 7 is a good number, but a higher number is even better. And if you don't mind writing us a review when you leave that rating, that would be super sick as well. Appreciate every single one of you.
If you like the podcast, share it with a friend. Word of mouth is the best way that our numbers can climb.
Yeah. And, that's what you do with things that you like, right? You share them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some things you can keep to yourself.
Have this pasta. Play this video game.
Yeah.
Try this emotional experience on the top of a mountain.
Have this roller coaster with me.
Yeah. As you two just pick up and run away with the roller coaster.
You just take it.
And you're now wanted criminals. The coaster stealers.
Absolutely.
The coaster criminals.
Load you and your closest friend into a pipe organ, put in your earbuds, and blast off towards the sun, listening to the dulcet tones of 100% Worse.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
Hey, we'd like to thank Kenny Childers for doing our opening monologue and killing that every week. And we'd like to thank you, the listener, for doing what your name implies. Listening.
Thanks for listening. It really means a lot to us.
And thanks for, talking to us. If you have been doing that this whole time. I don't know whether you have. This is kind of a one-way medium, but regardless, if you've been responding to the things that we say with thoughts of your own or maybe some really good jokes, then thank you for that.
Yeah. Make sure you hit us up on our socials.
Yes.
With those jokes. We appreciate it.
We appreciate you.
I'm Connor Hughes.
And I'm Graham Ganal.
And this has been 100% Worse, the show that gets better every day.
Eat your pizza right out of your pocket. Normally we do it the other way around, and you end up. Let's go with it.
And they took that show and made that show 100% worse.